So today I'm going to be tackling another art medium that I'm not technically comfortable with, which is digital art. And I know some of you guys out there are technically pros at digital art, and I'm right here is just like kind of a noob at it. So yeah, this is why I'm doing this video, just to get out of my comfort zone and try to do something a little bit different on this channel. So I hope you guys like it. So in today's video, I'm technically redrawing one of my traditional pieces and turning it into a digital piece. And I guess it's kind of like a draw this again type meme video again. I know I've been doing these types of videos a lot lately, but I mean, it's kind of fun. I mean, you get to see like your process of how you draw things again, and you see improvement in your art, and it kind of boosts your confidence a little bit. So it's kind of like a feel-good art kind of thing. So there's that. So before we get a little too in-depth with the video itself, I kind of want to talk about the tools that I'm using right now, because I have a feeling I'm going to get questions about them in the comments. I'm using ClipStudiopaint for the program that I'm using right now, and for the tablet, I'm using Wacom Intuos tablet in the size M and in the color pistachio, just in case you guys are curious. If you guys are interested in the tablet, I'll have links to it in the description. So if you want to go check that out, you can. And for the program I'm using, it kind of came with a tablet. So if you guys are curious, I'll have a link in the description as well. So you guys can go check that out for yourselves. Hashtag not sponsored, by the way. And also, if you haven't really noticed, this video is kind of long, so if you kind of want to draw along with me, you can just like get out your sketchbook, or like go grab a piece of paper or something, grab your art supplies, and just chill in front of your phone, computer, or whatever you're watching this video on, and just draw along with me, because this video is going to be super long, and I'm pretty sure most of you guys aren't just going to listen to me ramble on for 30 minutes. So grab some popcorn, grab some art supplies, and just draw along with me while I struggle with this digital piece, I guess. So I guess you could say I'm technically redrawing one of my traditional pieces into a digital one, but it's still kind of the same draw this again type meme, like I said before. So here's the very first attempt I did at drawing this concept, I guess you could say. It's actually in one of my older sketchbooks, and if you want to see the sketchbook tour, because I actually did that sketchbook tour, I'll leave a link in the little icon, or like the iCard up there, if you want to go check that out. And if you guys remember this little lady from the sketchbook, so yeah, I'll give you like 2 thumbs up. So but yeah, for this first piece, I didn't really know what I was doing, because I was kind of experimenting with style, I guess. I wasn't really focusing on what this picture will end up to be like. All I can remember at the time is that I wanted to draw like a big bellow hat or something, and so I drew a hat, and I think it turned out pretty good. Actually, I really like how the style turned out. It's something I've never really done before, and it's kind of like a big shift in my style at the time, so I actually think it looked pretty good at the time. And now that I look back at it, it's actually not that bad, but I feel like I could do better. So yeah, and like you can clearly tell that I didn't even try to draw the hands. I was just like, well, just put them behind her, because I didn't feel like drawing hands at the time, and I didn't, so that's just, yeah. And for this one, I use color pencils to color it, and the color scheme is pretty simple. It's actually purple and yellow, which is pretty simple. Like, it's 2 complementary colors, so I think it'll look good together. I don't know, it just came to me, so I think it looks pretty good. And for the second one, I actually tried a little bit harder to come up with like what the dress actually looked like and stuff like that. And I actually used Copics to color it, and I think it looked pretty good. I definitely muted down the colors a little bit from like a bluish purple. I turned it kind of like to the pinky side, and I think it looked pretty good. I think it suits her pretty well, and I kind of transfer that to this piece that you're seeing me color right now. And so yeah, I actually took the style of the second one and actually redraw it into my current style, see how it changes and stuff like that. So yeah, and for her hair, it's actually really hard. I didn't really know like a solid blonde color. I didn't really have that, so I had to like fiddle around a little bit. Even with like the Copics, I have to fiddle around a little bit just to find the right color for her hair. So yeah. And for the glasses, I actually it was kind of like a last minute thought. I just feel like, oh, maybe glasses suit her. Let's just throw them on there. And I did. And you can't really see her eyes, but her eyes are purple. So for this picture, I did kind of change that a little bit from being to pink eyes or purple eyes, because when I was coloring the eyes, I was just like, should I make the eyes pink or should I make the eyes like a completely different color just for contrast, even though it's just like this one tiny dot. But I decided to go the other route of going different colors so that it has like more variety to it. So there's that. And I'm sorry if I'm rambling a little bit. This is kind of like a rusty voiceover because I haven't done a voiceover in such a long time, y'all. But I'm sorry if I'm saying some of the same words again and again, but I'm just trying to get a hang of this again because I haven't done this in a while. So, yeet. So I guess I'll talk more about the actual art itself, which I struggled a lot to do, as you can tell already. And as you already know, I'm not technically a digital artist. I'm more on the traditional side of art. And like all my life, I've been drawing on paper. And ever since I was like a little kid, I haven't really been interested in drawing on the computer. I just don't know why. I just like painting on my little notepads when I was little, and I never really got interested in like all the cool stuff on the computer. And I'm just like, I was just really a weird kid as a kid. So there's that. And I haven't really gotten into digital art until I was in like, I don't know, 6th or 7th grade, I guess, until I started kind of trying to draw digitally on my phone. And I have got a few pictures, like maybe I'll just put like some of it up just to see what my style was like back then. And I didn't know much about digital art, so there's that. I still don't know much about digital art, actually. I'm just kind of fooling around, see what I can do with digital art most of the time. And yeah, and I know there's this controversy going around that like digital art isn't real art, but like in my opinion, I think all art is art. Like if you use your hands to create, just like from your imagination, from your creativity of a mind, I think it's art either way, because you made that from your own brain and from your creativity and your imagination. And digital art is just like another medium, right, that you can use to portray your art on there. So I think digital art is a form of art that isn't less than traditional art or any form of art. I think it's just like, it's just a different species, I guess you can say. But I just think all art is beautiful. Like you create that stuff, it has to be beautiful because it didn't existed until you create it. So that's just my thoughts on like digital art is art, that like it's not less than anything. It's just art, you know? Anyway, I know I'm kind of off topic, but I'll just come back to talk about the actual art itself. And for the skin, I actually struggle a lot with coloring the skin because I want it to look smooth, like a baby butt skin or something. And I didn't really know what to shade it at first until I have to look it up on Pinterest, like how do you shade skin properly? And I know it sounds so tacky, but I did look it up because I didn't know, because I just, even with like traditional art, I just use the same shade to color the skin, and it's just like make it darker and darker, maybe add some pink in there. I guess it's kind of like the same concept, but I just had a harder time coming up with a color in digital style, I guess. I don't know why. Maybe it's because the colors aren't technically in my grasp, but it was kind of harder to figure out what to shade it with, and just like, is this color okay? Does it gonna make it look muddy and stuff like that? That's just all you have to kind of consider when you do digital art sometimes, and that's kind of why I don't like digital as much. That's why I know why I like drawing on paper way more, because you have everything at your grasp and you just figure out what you want to do, where you want to do, and when you want to do it. So yeah, and that's why I have a lot of struggles with this piece, I guess. And I actually came up with this color. I looked on Pinterest. It's kind of like a pinky purple-y-ish color, because I wanted her skin to look very pink-ish, and so I think this color fits it really well. I don't know if I overshade it. Maybe I did, but it just proves that I don't know what I'm doing most of the time. And yeah, and for her hair, I didn't know what to do. Like, at first I was gonna make it like super blonde. Like, okay, she's blonde. I'll just throw a lot of yellows at it. Maybe like a tinge of orange or something. Like I said before, I don't know what to shade blonde with, or like I don't know what color like fits blonde the best, because I've never really drawn much or many blonde characters. I guess my English is everywhere right now, but ignore that. So I decided to use this kind of like a very pale yellow that's kind of more on the skin side. Like, it looks kind of like a skin tone on her hair, but I think it fits it pretty well. And I just used this like kind of reddish to shade it, and I played around with like the little thing on the side where you just like overlay, screen, or I don't know, color dodge or something like that. I just played around with that to get it to look the way I wanted it to, and I have to like lower the opacity kind of a lot, so it would look fairly noticeable or good, I guess you can say. I don't know, but I think it looks pretty good. Maybe at first I think like her hair color is like way too dark, and it's like way too contrasty with everything else, because I kind of want her skin, or no, her hair to look kind of light and kind of like a bleach blonde, I guess you can say. So I tried to like, when I was playing around with the colors, I turned off like a layer that I had colored the darker orange on, I guess, and I think that looked so good, and I was like, well, I'm keeping this, and that's why it turned out to be what you see right now. Oh yeah, and by the time you're watching this, it's already May, and I'll be attempting Mermaid this year, and I honestly don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, because the past challenges I've done, it wasn't really consistent, because I always had to just come back and catch up. Like Inktober, I had to catch up like on a lot of stuff, but I feel like I can do it. I think I can do Mermaid, and I'm really excited. So by the time you're watching this, I'll be attempting Mermaid day 1 or 2 or 3. I'm not sure when this video is going up, but like, yeah. And maybe I'll do like a real-time mermaid drawing on YouTube or something. I feel like that would be fun, because you guys seem to really like my draw this again real-time sketch with me, so maybe I'll do something like that more, because you guys seem to like it and I had a lot of fun doing it. So maybe I'll do one for Mermaid for like, I don't know, next week or something, or maybe more. And I've also been wanting to do this like Little's Pet Shop custom, because I've been away on that for so long, and I really want to come back and do more of those videos for you guys, because I feel like you really like them, especially my Five Nights at Freddy's Funtime Freddy custom I did a while back, and I really want to do more, because like it's so much fun to film, and even though it's kind of like a pain to do a voiceover for it, it's a lot of fun, and I think it'll be way much fun. I just need my materials, because I haven't got my new spray yet, so I'll have to get that and start filming. I'm not sure when it's gonna go up, but I really want to do it, and I already have an idea planned out for that specific LPS, so I want to do it. You ain't gonna stop me. But I don't know when, maybe next week. Maybe I'll start doing it next week or something. And yeah, I'll start filming and a bunch of stuff. Like, I have a bunch of stuff I want to do and I never did it. I don't know why. Is it because of laziness, procrastination? I blame procrastination. But yeah, I mean, I want to do a bunch of stuff for this YouTube channel, and I've been so out of the loop with making videos lately. It's just so bad. Like, I made one video in a span of 1 month. It's just like, it's terrible. But I'm trying. I'm really trying to tell myself, like, yo, get out of bed and just stop being such a lazy butt the entire time and just make freaking videos. You'll just have a blast doing it anyway, so why are you procrastinating? But I'm just trying to get myself to do more videos for you guys, and I promise that this month I'll do more. I'm just like, I want to do so much stuff. I just don't have the motivation to do it. I don't know why, but I'm gonna try my best to make more videos and just like do more stuff, you know? So now I'm shading her dress, and I actually took the color scheme of the second or attempt I did at a drawing and just kind of make it a little bit more pinky, I guess you can say, and just like shade it and highlight it. I didn't know what I'm doing at the time. I'm like, how do I shade this? And I have to look up stuff on Pinterest to like how to shade clothing or something like that. And since this is kind of like a tight fitting dress, I could just do, I don't know, simple shading, but I want it to be kind of like, I want it to have like a little something, you know? I didn't want it just kind of be like block shading or something. It's just too boring. And I just kind of fiddled around a little bit with the shading, like, oh, okay, this color looks good. Okay, this color doesn't really look good with it. And I ended up using like a darker shade of the actual dress color itself just to shade, because I couldn't technically like use red or something to shade, but it just didn't look good because I already tried and I had to like cut that clip out. And that's kind of why this video is so long. It's just like all my trials and errors, just like there's so much trials and errors because I didn't know what I was doing. And so I fiddled around, I tried to blend it, and blending was like probably the hardest for me because like, it didn't look right. And like if I zoomed in and I blend that little section, and if I zoomed out, it's gonna look like super patchy and it's not gonna look even. And it's so hard. And then I discovered color dodge. I think it was color dodge or linear dodge. I don't know what it is, but like it actually helped the picture a lot because I used it to highlight certain wrinkles in the dress, and it looked like super glowy and I really liked it. So I used it to highlight her bust area just to kind of make it more, I don't know, shiny. That came out wrong, but whatever. I just try to make it look like there's highlights, you know, and like on her like torso area, I guess, and a little bit on her hip. And I think it looked very good because I really liked how it turned out, and I'm like, whoa, this looks good, I guess. And I just kept it, and I like lowered the opacity a little bit because I have to like play around with like the settings a little just to get what I wanted. And yeah, and when it comes to coloring the hat, I kind of did the same thing, but I tried to keep it as simple because I didn't really want it to stray away from her dress and her hair, I guess. So I tried to keep the shading for the hat a little bit simple, even though I tried to balance it out. I don't know what I was doing, but like I tried to make it look cohesive, I guess. And it blended pretty well. It looked pretty good, but sometimes I just blend it a little too much and you can't really tell like what part of the hat that is. So there's that. And for coloring the bow, I don't know what to do at first because in the first two pictures it didn't have a bow, and I just wanted to put the bow in this one just for like, I don't know, fashion. And so I didn't know what color to do it at first. At first I was thinking like blue or something so it could like I don't know, contrast with the eye and like make the eye pop. But then again, I think, you know, if her bow was like blue or something, it's just gonna stray away from everything else and you're just gonna look at this dumb bow. And I was like, well, let's just make it hot pink, because why not? Because like all her highlights are kind of like a hot pink anyway because I put it on color dodge, and so it looked like a hot pink. So I was like, okay, let's do hot pink. So that's how I got the color of a bow, and it's actually like the funnest, it's not a word, the most fun part of, I don't even know if that's a word, or like what's English anymore. I really enjoyed coloring the bow. Let's just leave it at that. And because it's like a lot of fun to highlight it and shade it, and it's just like a lot of fun, you know? So I really like coloring the bow most of the time. And I did this like really shiny highlight thing, and I think it looked so good on the bow because it like emphasizes that this is like a shiny ribbon, you know? And I really liked it. So my favorite part is probably the hair and the bow, but yeah, I think it looks good. Like, what do you guys think? Actually, this video itself is kind of a struggle because I have to color correct a bunch of stuff because for some reason my computer has this like color intensity all the way up. So when I'm like drawing digitally or something, the color will look so good, and when I upload the actual picture from the computer to my phone or something, the color looks extremely dull on my phone. It's kind of like the color intensity is different, and for my computer, it's like all the way up, so it's like super contrast, super saturated and stuff like that. So I have to color correct a bunch of stuff, even if I have to like upload the picture from my, or upload the actual speed paint on my computer to my phone. I have to color correct a bunch of stuff because it just looks so dull, and I have to like turn the contrast up, like maybe a little bit of the saturation up just to match the picture on the computer, so I would have the same thing. And so it's really hard to do digital stuff because I know that what I'm seeing on the computer isn't going to be what I'm actually seeing on my phone. So that's kind of why I want to avoid it as much as possible, because it's just bad, and I don't really want to color correct a bunch of stuff that isn't technically accurate, I guess. So it's been hard to do stuff digitally because the colors aren't technically the same. And I'm sorry if you're watching this on your phones or something and the color is super dull. I'm just sorry about that. I tried color correcting it the best I could, and so I hope it looks good. I actually did a bunch of tests before I upload this video, like put all the videos on private and try to watch it on my phone to see if the colors would look the same as in the computer or something. I don't know, but it was a hassle. Oh yeah, and I also make her eyes like a turquoise color because I think it would look better, and I also made her earrings kind of like a turquoise blue color because I think it looks really pretty. It's kind of like an ocean blue. And by the way, now that I look at her, she really reminds me of like a Barbie or something, you know, bleach blonde hair, pink dress, blue eyes, stuff like that. And when I was drawing this, and I'm like, dang, I'm drawing a Barbie right now. And so it wasn't intentional. It just happened. I don't know, but I think it's kind of funny to look at it like that. And yeah, that's the my comment on that, I guess, now that I'm looking at the whole picture. For the background, I didn't really want to go for anything too extravagant. I kind of wanted to just keep it simple so it wouldn't really stray away from the actual figure itself. At first, I was going to go for a pretty cool color so that her eyes would pop, but after fiddling around, I feel like warm color would just look the best. And I also have this picture in my head that she has this like weird orange glow behind her or something that would make her pop, but yeah, it just kind of morphed into what I'm doing right now, I guess. And I actually discovered this like really cool, I actually used color dodge again, and I think it looks so good. Like it made like all these really cool speckles around her, and it just kind of looks like, I don't know, a camera lens reflecting or something, and I really liked how that looked, and I just kept going at it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I really like how this looks. So, and I also blended out so that it would look more cohesive. And yeah, I also think adding a little bit of blue would be nice, but after trying that a little bit, I figured just leave it orange because adding blue would just made it look kind of muddy, and I really don't want that. So I try to keep the background as simple and as shiny as possible because now that I look at it, it's like super shiny. So yeah, and I tried to do more shines so that she would pop a little bit, and it also made her dress look kind of orangey pinky color, which I really liked. So yeah, I also consider this a win, and I couldn't really put all the layers together for some reason. If I like merged the layers together, some of the effect would disappear, and I'm like, huh, well that's different. But yeah, I really like how this picture looked, and I really hope you guys like them too. And yeah, this is my first ever digital art on this channel, so I hope you guys like it. And yeah, thank you everybody so much for sticking around till the end of this video. If you made it to the end of this video, congrats to you. This is quite a long video to be doing a speed paint on, so yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.